What's up, everybody? Robin Phillips here, and I just got back from meeting with a couple of sellers, and they said, before we do anything with our home, we want to know, how is the market? Is it really a good time to sell? We don't want to be selling at the wrong time. We don't want to buy at the wrong time. So I thought I'd take a few minutes and break it all down for you too. So mortgage rates have been around 7% for quite some time now, and they did dip between 6.5 and 6.8% depending on the type of loan that you are getting. However, 82% of Americans right now have a mortgage rate under 6%, and 21% have a mortgage rate under 3%. So it is no surprise that most Americans are hanging on to their low interest rates and not listing their homes unless they have to. So although new construction builders wish they could build homes faster, they just can't. So inventory levels right now remain low. So you can imagine that as inventory levels are low, we would expect prices to go up. And in some cases they are, right? Mount Pleasant North is up by 6%, Mount Pleasant South is up by almost 20%. January, February 2024 versus January, February 2025. But it begs the question, how do people even buy in this market with a 7% interest rate? And how can prices still be going up when we know that demand is down, right? We are selling 7% fewer homes now than we did last year. So how are prices still going up? Maybe there's some tricks to the trade that I'd like to share. So all savvy investors will tell you that you make your money on the buy, not the sell. So you have to buy right in order to make a substantial profit, not just in real estate really, but with any investment. So let's talk about how you're going to buy right in the Charleston market. So there are a couple of tricks that I love to use. So the easiest one is when you're looking online for a home, have a look at the homes that are the worst photography, that have just a couple of pictures, that are super dark. Maybe the agent flipped one of the rooms the wrong way, something like that, right? Because fewer people are going to be viewing that home in person. Fewer eyeballs on the home online, fewer people in the door online means less demand, which means a better price for you. And I will be the first one to tell you that when you get inside of some of those homes, even though they don't look good online, they're fantastic in person. So it can be a great opportunity to get in there when nobody else is buying the home. So the next thing that I have done successfully multiple times, both last year and so far this year, is to ask the seller for help with a rate buy down, meaning the seller will contribute money towards you getting a lower interest rate with your lender. You have temporary buy downs and you have permanent buy downs. When the interest rate is lower, your monthly payment is lower, which means a home that you thought financially may have been out of reach before, with a better interest rate, you can now afford that home. So getting with a good lender and a good real estate agent that can help you really manipulate those numbers a little bit and find where that sweet spot is could mean that you actually get into the home that you want and it's the payment you want to pay. So my newest trick in my bag of tricks, I learned in Cabo, Mexico at my international mastermind for my real estate company. And I met a lender there who is doing a buy-sell combination that gives you an effective interest rate of right around 4 to 5%. Now you can imagine if you have a 3 or 4% interest rate, giving that up to pay twice as much with the 7% interest rate is not very interesting, right? So if you can trade that 3 to 4% interest rate for a 4 to 5% interest rate, get to where you want to go, buy your dream home, change locations, get closer to your kids, now things get easier and more interesting. So is it the right time to sell your house? Bottom line is, sellers are buyers. So I would say, is it the right time for you to buy your next home? Can you find the right home that meets your needs? Can you get in at the right price? And if all of that is yes, then absolutely. But I'm going to be honest, it is time to get serious about preparing your home properly. You need to stage your home properly. You need to get a professional to be able to advise you on pricing it properly. That agent needs to spend some money on the marketing, right? They need to be able to find your unique selling proposition, find the buyer who's going to spend the most to purchase your home. And at the end of the day, you have to be excited about the fact that you are going to buy right. Now, I do believe that prices in Charleston are going to continue to go up. And come this summer season, we're going to see them peak. And if interest rates do drop this year, which I don't think they're going to drop a lot, but if they do drop significantly, then we are going to see demand skyrocket. At that time, is the price of your home going to be more than you sold it for now? Absolutely, right? But guess what? So is the home that you were going to purchase. And now you're going to be in massive multiple offer situations. Now you're going to be competing with people who before couldn't afford that home because the interest rates were at 7%. And now that they're substantially lower, now all these buyers can afford the home, and you miss the opportunity. So the opportunity is to get the home at today's price and tomorrow's interest rate. That would be amazing, right? So I challenge all of you out there who are saying, I need to save more money. I want to wait for interest rates to go down. There is a massive opportunity in the market right now. So everybody's situation is different. Every part of Charleston is different. If you want some great advice, if you want to hear how does this fit your current situation, give me a shout. You know where I am. Right now, going to cold plunge. Gotta go. Bye.